Today, I have the absolute pleasure to be speaking to Idan Shpizear. Now, wonderful story, and we've got to really, really listen to this story. Arriving into the US with only, he had his Volvo, $800 Volvo, getting into entrepreneurship, building a national franchise from nothing to a nationally recognized brand and franchise. So welcome, Edan. Welcome to the Business and Wealth Show.
Thank you. Happy to be here with you. Yeah, excited for our
And
conversation.
I'm excited to have this conversation with you as well, especially from the background you have and what you've built from almost nothing. Fantastic. Tell us, often I ask people on these shows to tell us about their entrepreneurial background. Before you do that, I want people to know that you came to the you arrived in the US and you just hit the ground and running. But what is your entrepreneurial background to be able to do that? All right, go ahead.
So yeah, not really, a formal background. It's nothing that I study in school. I barely finished school. I always had this thing of what can I do, right? Can I take action? Can I do something, right? Because I grew up in an environment that money was an issue, right? We had some money, we lost everything. It was always some pain, right? And I think in a young age, I'm like, okay, I need to figure out, I need to do something. I don't want to go about life, keep need to save every dime and do all that. So I think that also was had a big impact on me. But since I remember myself, every time that for example, my aunt, very early age, she bought a lot of these slippers, shoes, and she didn't know what to do with them. So I was like, you know what? Give it to me. Whatever I sell, I'll split the profit with you. Right. So that was an idea. I also sold food in a very early age, right? I figured out how to make falafel and then sell it to friends in the area. So I always had this thing like, okay, I need to figure out how can I make something happen. And coming to the US was really, I have a good friend. We served together, and he was, Idan, let's go to United States of America. You don't understand. There's so much money there. Money grows on the tree. Every house comes with a pool. We can buy a car. Let's just get out of here. And I knew I'm not going to go to school. It wasn't for me. I didn't look to, go to college, university. It was not even in my future. So at one point, I'm like, you know what? Let's go. So I worked as a bellboy and as a gardener for about a month and a half.
How old were
Saved
you at this
house.
stage? How old were you at this stage?
Yeah, it was about 21 years old.
21 years old. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Barely speak I didn't really speak the language. And $1,000, and we came with the mindset of we'll figure it out. Let's just go there, right? I remember we landed in the airport in LAX. We couldn't even write the signs. Like, okay, so where are we supposed to go? How do we get out of here? We're trying to, like, we're stopping people, trying to speak with our hands. Like, how do we get out? Like, that's how, yeah, we barely spoke the language. Yeah, but we had the mindset of, we'll figure it out. We
So
didn't.
you arrived in the US, you and your friend, you've got big dreams, big ambition, you're going to figure it out. Couldn't speak much English. You had to learn how to communicate effectively. Took a job as a bellboy. And then what happened? Did you just start saving money? Were you looking for opportunities? What was your big
So
break?
yeah, so the first job that I had here was carpet cleaner.
Oh,
The bellboy and the gardener was in Israel. That's how I saved enough money to come here. Yeah, somebody was nice enough to give us an opportunity to work for his company to clean carpet. He trained us for about 2 days. Used to send a lot of coupons all over LA County. And after 2 days training, that's where we went and we bought the Volvo 1978 for $800. So $400 each, and we had a car, two
wow.
doors, all one. And so we start working as a carpet cleaners, right? And yeah, that was serious
So,
experience because we didn't really speak the language, and we're getting into people's houses
yeah.
and kind of speaking with our hands. We explain them what the carpet cleaning is going to be and how it's going to work. But that's really how we learn the culture, and we start increasing our vocabulary, and we practice English, and that's how we kind of move to the second part of it.
And the second part was what? So now you understand this business, a carpet cleaning business, because your national franchise is what it's 911 911 restorations, is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what does that mean? You're restoring things
Yeah,
back
so yeah. So 911 here in the United States in emergency, right? If
to
something happened, somebody is attacking you, any medical issue, you call 911. It's emergency, right? So we thought about, okay, we need something that associates with emergency because there's mold, water damage, fire, smoke. I mean, everything that's
uh,
happening right now here in LA. And we thought, okay, how can we come up with a name? It's actually just came to us, the name. We kind of try to think about stuff and then wow, 911 restoration. We pretty much
wow.
say it all with
Yeah.
one name. People understand it's emergency restoration, right? So from the carpet cleaning, we found the restoration business, right? It's one day we got our first call to a flooded house. We knew nothing about mold, water, dehumidifiers, air scrubbers, none of it. We just went out there and we had the extraction machine and we said, okay, that's great. We can extract the water. We
Uh,
didn't know that we need to do all the rest of the things. And for that job, we charge about $600. For us, it was a lot of money,
money.
a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
money, right? But
Wow.
as we're standing there with the homeowner and kind of because the house is flooded, the homeowner is going through an emotional disaster, then another company came in. And they came in with blowers and humidifiers and they're pulling the carpet and cutting the drywall and everything, creating a huge mess. And I'm standing there.
And
What
you're
is it?
watching, right? You're watching and going, what?
Yeah. I'm watching everything. I'm like, okay, I didn't know there's a second part of this job. I
Right.
thought you just you extract the water and pretty much you're done. It's going to dry on its own.
Mm,
And so there is two things I noticed. One is there is a second part of it. This also they're charging $15,000. So now I'm happy for my $600, but how can I make the $15,000?
yeah.
Then the other part is okay, the homeowner is going through an emotional disaster. This company is coming in, not really paying attention to the homeowner, creating a bigger mess, getting him to sign this long agreement, telling him everything is going to be okay. We're going to charge your insurance company. And I'm standing there with the homeowner. I'm thinking, he's not okay. This
Right.
guy is
Right.
stressed. He don't understand what's going on. His house is upside down. Okay, maybe there's something here. And then a month after, I got another call, exactly the same thing. And then 2 weeks after, we got another call, exactly the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I need to get into this business, but I need to do it in a way that I'm paying attention to what the homeowner is going through because
Mm,
he's suffering right now and nobody's even paying attention to him,
wow. So did
right?
that become a USP? Did that become your little thing
Yes.
that you take care of the homeowner, make sure they're okay, reassuring them that everything will be fine, we will take care of it, you'll be right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. So at that point, we start buying our own equipment. So we bought a few blowers. Like every extra dollar that we made, it went into
You
buying
reinvested it.
equipment, reinvested everything back into the business. So we had 10 blowers, 20 blowers, 30 blowers, dehumidifiers, the right equipment. We just keep buying and buying equipment. And so the next call we got, we were able to do everything from beginning to end.
Wow.
But my approach was, I'm going to walk into this house and I'm going to pay attention to the homeowner. I'm
Mm,
not going to rush to extract the water or dry. I just want to stand there with the homeowner and I really want to listen and see what's going on with them. Right. And this was a mom. Our house got flooded early in the morning. She have 3 kids. She need to take them to school. And I'm just standing there with her, like, how can I help? And she tells me, listen, I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. And this is a mess. And I need to get my kids to school and I need to make breakfast. And I says, okay, I'm going to work around you. Right.
mm,
So I'm going to make sure that you can do whatever you need to do. And I'm here to help you. And my guy is going to work around you so we're not creating a bigger mess. I saw how that person just came down. Like, wow, somebody is really listening to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's the company I want to be. I want to be able to be there for people. And of course, take care of the structure, but
yeah.
really pay attention to what is it that they're going through because it's an emotional disaster. Even now, when we're going through the fires here in
Mm,
LA, right? Our community was affected 6 years ago. And I mean, there's real fear in people.
okay.
It's for most people, that's their biggest assets. The biggest investment is their house and
Mm,
their family and everything, their past and their pictures and everything is in that in their home, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to take a different approach. And from after I'm seeing it working again and again and again, I said, you know what? I'm not going to pitch my company anymore. I'm just going to be there. I'm going to ask people questions. And I'm going to try to figure out what is the goal of the person in front of me. And how can I help him achieve his goal? That's
Oh,
become our USP. And that's why we are the fresh start company,
we
right?
are
That
the
fresh
French
start
start. French
company.
start
Yeah.
company. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You arrive into the country, you don't know anyone, you don't know anything, you've got no network, you've got no family, you've got nothing. You based on what, and so you just started doing it. You're not afraid of working long hours, you work hours, you work. At the same time, you get this lucky break. Someone calls you, you go and fix the house, you watch what's going on, you expand in terms of your equipment and your service ability. And you realize that the real key is listening and watching and giving the client what they want by asking the right questions. Now, that's a key principle in business that says that, I can't remember who wrote it, but it says nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. So that's a great USP to have, because now what that says, and I'm sure it happened, is they'll start telling their friends and they start telling their friends' friends and they start referring you. And suddenly you're getting more and more clients.
Yes, exactly.
How did you turn from where you are to then turn that business into a national franchise? Because for most entrepreneurs, duplication and growth through other people becomes a challenge. Yes, they can figure it out on their own, but now if you want to go national, you want to franchise it, how are you going to do that to maintain the same level of what's the word, uniqueness and results?
Yeah. Yeah. So the two things happen in between. So when we figure out and we went on our own, and the service that we offer was the restoration, right? Water, mold, and fire. We average about 250, $300,000 a year. About 7, 8 months in, I'm having dinner somewhere and I'm hearing two people speak about advertising online. Now, this was 2003. And I'm
Okay.
sitting there, what, like advertise online and Google and internet and on. That was in the beginning. We still at the same, we advertise in yellow pages and magazines and
Right.
on. And I'm like, internet. Okay, that's going to be a very interesting way to generate leads. I went back home that night and I spent hours on the computer trying to figure out, okay, what is this Google thing? How can I put an ad? How can I do it? And I didn't have a website then. So what I did, I put my first ad online, and instead of putting the website as the URL, I just put my phone number
Oh, wow. Clever.
and I published it and I put it on. Day after, I got my first phone call. And then almost every day I received a call, right? I'm like, okay, wow, this thing is really working, right? And people around me at the same time, Idan, you're crazy. Just go the yellow pages. The internet will go away, right? As people used to say. But then, so we were really able to scale the company. We grew from, 250, 300 to close to 3 million pretty fast, right? It was a fast growth. And then Katrina happened at the end of 2005. So when Katrina happened, at that point, we had trucks and we had some relationship with people and on and on. So we went out to Katrina. We said, okay, I want to be part of this large loss. I want to see what's really happening there, because everything was flooded. So
Yeah.
we sent a few trucks there with inspectors. We sent some equipment in. I flew in a few days after. It was a devastation to see what people has been through. It's really insane.
Amazing.
Kind of same thing that we're seeing right now. And so there was so much work, and there's companies that came from all over the US to help, right, and to do work. So we're not competing with each other. So in the evening, I'm speaking with other restoration company owners, and everybody just share information, right? Because we're not in the same market, we're not competing. And what I'm hearing that most people are doing anywhere between $300,000 to $700,000 in sales. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I'm brand new to this country. I grew the company to that size. These guys are running their businesses for now 10, 15 years. Why they're stuck here? And what I notice is
So at
that
the time, you now doing more than 3 million,
yeah,
and they were still stuck after many years before you, still stuck at around 700,000 or below.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. And I'm like, okay, why? What's going on here? What is it that I figure out that they cannot do? There's nothing special about me. Basically I'm behind them. They know a lot more about the system here and everything. What I noticed that a lot of them are just super passionate about the trade itself. They don't think about the business side, the sales, the growth, the scalability, like how to really create something unique. So I start introducing the idea of like, what if we can work together? You go back to your territory when we're done here, right? I figure out how to generate leads through online lead generation, so I can copy what I did to your area. But I also I can start really talking to you about how to grow your business, get over $1 million at least, because I know you had a good dream when you started a business. You didn't plan to stay stuck in your business for 15 years, right?
Right,
None
right.
of us want to do it, right? We're starting a business with the hope that one day the business we're going to work on the business and not get stuck in the business. The business is going to work for us. So I said, okay. So I spoke with a few people. And then when I came back to LA a few months after, I says, you know what? I'm going for it. So I reach out back to them and says, you guys ready to do it? I convinced 2, 3 people. We started that process. We signed a license agreement. And in my head, I always thought about how can I do 1 + 1 = 5?
Yeah.
Can we really do something much, much better if we really learn how to work together? So I did it with one person, worked well, the second one, the third one, and I'm seeing, wow, it's working. We actually can have a positive impact on their business. And at the same time, I kept talking to them about add value, listen, be the fresh start. It's not just about making money, find fulfillment at the same time, really be there for people. So after I attend license agreement, the lawyer that wrote the license agreement for me came to me is like, Idan, listen, you're becoming a franchise. You cannot keep doing the license agreement. People
Right.
are now using your logo and your name and everything. You are a franchise. I'm like, okay, what do you mean a franchise? How a franchise works? Like I knew the idea of a franchise, but I
Wow.
never
I love
thought
you.
about
I love you, man. I just love your energy. I love your go-getter attitude. What is a franchise? But you're not afraid to jump in to go and check it out and see what this
yeah.
thing is about. Go on, I interrupted you. You're on the flow. Go
No,
ahead,
no.
friend.
All good. Yeah. So that's exactly my thought was always can 1 + 1 = 5. Can we do something together? And that's really how we became a franchise. It
Wow.
wasn't the thought of I want to have this big company and cover all the US and that's the thing. Yes, of course, I always have this vision, the North Star that we want to do something good, right? I
Mm,
want to build something good, right? But it's by really staying focusing on how can I add more value,
yeah.
and really staying open and listen to the people in front of us. People ask me like, how do I sell? And I'm like, I'm not selling anything. I
Mm.
just have enough conviction and clarity. I know what works and I believe in it. And I have my North Star in front of me. Do
And
you
then
want to join or you don't want to join? It's
let
fine.
me that's fantastic work and well done with building this kind of enterprise from from nothing to something significant. How does one develop a mindset like that? I call it the
Good.
entrepreneurial mindset because that mindset is not taught in school. You can go to all the colleges, get all the degrees you want. It is not taught there. How does one develop that? Or how
I,
did you?
I think it's just, at one point, because I knew that I wanted to do something, right?
Mm,
I don't know where I got this thing that I wanted to do something, right? But I always have it in my head. So because it's so strong, when there is difficult time or something happen, I'm like, okay, I know that on the other side of it is the thing that I want to create, the thing that is coming from the inside that wants to say, Idan, we want to give it expression,
right.
right? So I just go through it. I don't like when I want to learn something, for example, improve communication, how to work with commercial account, how to build a team. I see people that are kind of people that I talk to them like, yeah, Idan, I need to figure out how to become a better salesperson. And I'm going to do it, slowly, slowly. I'm going to figure it out. I'm like, what do you mean slowly, slowly? All the information that you want is available to you
Yeah,
right now online. People like what we do right now. We
yeah,
just sit, we talk, and we share information.
that's it.
Just dive into it. Take a massive action. I mean, it's very clear to me. You see people that are, building amazing things. There is massive action. You be patient because it takes time for things to, actually get built and stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
people and time and things happen all the time. But there is massive action. So I've been through a lot of my own, reaching my own ceiling and seeing my fears and seeing my insecurities and not getting lost in them. And then I went through my own process of recognizing, oh, wait a second, there is kind of like a stream of thoughts that we are always lost in, right? If you pay attention, even now when we sit here, there's a constant thoughts that keep coming up, right?
Yeah.
So one point through my journey, I'm like, oh, wait a second, I'm recognizing it, and I'm recognizing the voice of fear that comes from my past. Do I let that control my day, or I'm developing enough awareness so I can see it come up, but I'm not going to get lost into it? And
Mm.
wait a second, if I manage my energy, I see that I have better thoughts coming up. I can really direct my life compared to just being reactive to anything. So I'm saying, okay, so I need to pay attention to my energy level. I need to pay attention to what thoughts I'm reacting to or not reacting to. I understand that if I have a very clear North Star and I'm very clear on what is it that I want to achieve and why, I
Hmm.
can move through this thing. Right. So just by developing awareness, you start seeing things instead of just getting lost in everything.
So it comes from self-awareness and realize,
Self-awareness. Yeah.
right, realizing what's not working when your fear comes up and how to handle that. And you've got to tell me something, Idan. There are stages of growth within a business. You grew your business, you and your business partner, you grew it to 300,000. Then there was another level. And that 300, I say to people, quarter of a million, 300,000, you're a different person than someone who needs to grow to a million. You're a
Yeah.
different person than someone who needs to grow to 3 million, 5 million. These are different. What was your journey on that? Because the mindset that created a $300 business is not the same mindset and action and the way you're thinking of business to do a million, to do five. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you go
Absolutely. So understanding it, the first part, right? So when we're doing 300,000, we grow into 3 million. At one point, I understand that I'm the bottleneck of the business.
Right.
So when I understand that, it says, okay, how I'm the bottleneck of the business. What is it in me that actually stop? Is I'm scared to bring better people to my team because I want to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm scared of my own shadow. I don't want to be in front of people. What is it that
Mhm.
right now it stops me? Right. And when I was really clear with myself and bringing more awareness and honest with myself, I recognized certain areas. I said, okay, how can I transform this thing in me? Okay, let me read now new type of books. Let me spend
Right.
time with people that already achieved what is it that I'm trying to achieve. Right? So I start paying attention to my vocabulary. I start paying attention to how I'm approaching things. I start paying attention when I'm going to a meeting. Oh, what is this? A fear coming up, uncomfortable feeling is coming up. Okay. I understand that if I'm going to follow these fears, I'm really going to stop the growth of my business. But if
Right.
I'm going to pay attention and work on transforming them by the right people, the right books, the right vocabulary, really getting myself into kind of giving life to Idan that can work a
Yeah.
$3 million dollar type company and not the 300,000. And I
Yeah.
just keep. So imagine this way. So let's say I'm aware of Idan and I know that Idan operate in a certain way.
Yeah.
How can I get Idan to operate from here to here?
Yeah.
What type of new information,
Yeah.
what type of new vocabulary, what type of new environment I need to put in Idan in so now we can grow into that.
Yeah. And I love
Right?
it. I love what you're saying because I've said this to many people for many years. I'm an author of 4 books. I've trained and coached thousands of people all over the world. And I always say to them that your business can only grow to the extent that you grow. Your business can only grow to the extent, like you just said it. Wait, okay, what environment am I in? How am I feeling? Why am I behaving this way? If I'm the bottleneck. So that means the business really, if it's going to grow, you have to change.
Yeah.
And you summarized it very, very well. That the
Yeah.
books you read, the people you surround yourself with, the thinking that you had will get you from here to where you want to go. I love it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And
Excellent, excellent.
and the second part for me was to start putting, like, I know how much I don't know, right? And I know there's people that already achieve what it is that I'm trying to achieve.
Mm,
Why don't I go and find these people and bring them to be my advisors,
right,
right?
right.
Like board, I didn't invent anything, but I started as a early stage in my company. I says, you know what? I am not going to, if it's going to take 10 years to learn it, how can I learn it in 1 year?
Yes.
So I started reaching out to people that I found on LinkedIn and through relationship. And I just reached out. I said, listen, that's what I'm trying to do. I know that you've been in this business for X amount of years. Based on what I see that you're amazing in operation. Can we work together?
Okay.
Again, it's the same thing. Like I just jumped to it. I just picked up the phone and called them, not overthinking it. What is going to say? No, it's fine. He's going to say no. I didn't lose anything, right?
Uh-huh.
But then I saw that there's a lot of people out there, great experience, that love to help.
Yes. If you ask,
Seriously, they love to help, right? They
yeah,
just want to share. They want to. It's exciting to sit with a new entrepreneur that's trying to build this business, and you have this fire in his stomach, and you want to
yeah,
go and you want to build, and you're like, okay, I want to work with you. Let me
yeah.
support. What is it that you're trying to do? So I start putting people around me, and the thing that I ask the people that I brought around, I don't need you to tell me how amazing I am. I'm
Mm,
not. I
no,
need you to find areas that I don't see. Like I
that's
need you to call me stupid on a weekly basis. I need you to find what is it that I'm not seeing or doing right. Right? I'm not looking for the nice, Idan, you're great, Idan, wow, it's amazing. Not interested. That's not helping me. Right?
perfect.
So that really helped me now to, I mean, keep growing and keep jumping.
I hear you. Listen,
Yeah.
you have a big sign behind your head. It says freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom is one of my highest values. Outside of my health, my family, freedom.
Yeah.
Why do you have that there? Because I want to know the story behind that.
So as I'm going through my own journey, right, and recognize the stream of thoughts, right, recognize my thought pattern, recognize the unprocessed emotion, I'm seeing how we are kind of aware and we are operating within a certain operating system, right? So I saw that every person is a unique. There's a beautiful thing about every person out there.
Mm,
When we are free and we are operating with openness and playfulness, we have our freedom. We're really starting to share our gifts. We're really giving our gifts to the people around us. But most people are locked into a lower frequency when they're scared, they don't want to share their uniqueness, they are lost in the stream of thoughts, they're not really seeing anything that is in front of them, and they're kind of in their own jail.
hmm.
So once I found my freedom, I'm like, okay, wow, forget about financial, forget about all that, forget about these ideas that we are slaving for. Your happiness, your joy is right outside of your operation system, like your thoughts that we keep getting lost into, right? So, and I notice when I'm talking to people is, listen, just step out of these ideas that you're holding, that you're trying to serve. Just
Yeah,
step out from the idea that you need to accomplish one, two, three, four to be able to find your happiness and your joy.
that's
What
right.
if I can tell you that your happiness and joy is right here for you, available right now? You
Yeah.
just need to learn how to step out of it. And what I'm seeing that when I work with people, it's not something that I'm doing officially, just with friends and people that I think. And I mean, at this point, I got to work with good amount of people. What I see is the same experience that I had when I'm pulling people out of their stream of thoughts, out of their operating system. People are like, "Oh, wait a second, I'm feeling full
Uh-huh.
without me doing anything.
There you go.
Oh, I have this feeling of freedom." Like,
Yes.
yes. And then the second part of it, when people are really finding it, they're more kind to other people. They're not judging other people because they understand the person in front of me, if he talks to me in a bad way, he's not being kind, he's trying to take advantage of me. It's not that he's really a bad person. He just lost his own stream of thoughts.
That's
He's
right.
just not seeing reality in front of me. So when people are finding their freedom, they're becoming a space for other people to find their freedom.
Love it. I love
That's
it.
also and that's also connected to the idea of the fresh start that we, as our culture, as a company, right? So when we show up to somebody's house and he's going through the disaster and everything, and if we can bring more space, more freedom,
Mhm.
or the idea of a fresh opportunity to him, you
Yeah.
see people now kind of going through like a very gentle shift, like, ah, okay, I'm going to be okay. I'm still here. I still have an opportunity to build my life again.
Mm.
I'm going to have a new house, new area, new things. And the same thing with business owners, with people that lost their house. So that's the freedom for me. It's something that I see when I can bring it to people's life. The same thing that the experience that I had. It's really giving people freedom.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing, Idan. Beautiful thing, because when having listened to your story and you explaining everything, Zig Ziglar said you can get everything you want as long as you help enough other people get what they want. And you said that I'm doing that with my partners, with my franchisees. I'm doing that with my clients. We listen to them. I'm giving them what they want. In other words, and with that, they give me what my company needs. They pay us, they refer us, they keep calling us back. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You're a wonderful entrepreneur, someone who is, I would say, spiritual, doing things the right way, helping people the right way, and making the world a better place. Good job. Now, I
Thank you.
want to
Thank
say,
you.
for those who want to connect with you or want to know about your company or whatever, and learn from you or whatever, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
So I'm more active on LinkedIn. So it's Idan Shpizear, right? My name, as you said in the beginning, very unique, so
Right,
it's easy to
yeah.
find. Yeah. And then for learn more about the franchise or the fresh start is 911restorationfranchise.com.
Right, fantastic. We'll put those details at the bottom of the show notes so people can connect and reach out for you. You've been an inspiration. I mean, we haven't been speaking for that long, but you've given so many golden nuggets for anyone who is right now struggling in business or thinking of starting a business. They've come to a realization, I've got to jump in with both feet and then I've got to figure it out. There's all there you will figure it out because when you have to
Yeah.
swim, you will swim, right?
Yeah. 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 Just develop your awareness. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. That is a big, big thing, right? As you go, just be
Exactly.
aware. Otherwise, we're just running with chicken, like, no head, like everywhere, right?
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
hear you.
seeing it
Headless
every
chicken.
day.
Absolutely. Listen, Idan, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for listening in. Remember to smash the like button and give us a follow. Give some notes as well. What did you get out of this? What was inspiring for you? What did you learn from Idan here? Until next time, thank you very much and look after yourselves. Until next time, God bless. Bye for now. Idan, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.